Good morning. Welcome to Let's Go Live Writing Sprints. So I think it's been like 2 weeks since I've done this. Wow, it's been 2 weeks. Because last week I was leaving for San Diego. We also had homecoming, so last weekend was absolutely insane. And then I went to San Diego with my daughter. We were doing college tours, and we went to see Coldplay in concert, so that was awesome. But let me tell you something about you San Diegoans. I think that's how you say it. Woo, you guys have some major leg muscles, because in Houston, everything is flat as can be. And so in San Diego, you guys are just always walking like uphill. And I was like, when do I ever get to the top of the hill to be able to finally walk back down? And I don't even know when that happens, because I felt like I was walking uphill and these little bird legs of mine were like not having it. And so I had shin splints, which I never even knew what those were until my sister was like, oh, she had to explain it to me. Because, again, in Houston, it's so flat, you don't have those. But otherwise, we had a great time. It was just like I walked so much. I think I walked like 7 miles one day. And, if you go to the 2 college tours we went to University of San Diego, stunning campus. Beautiful weather. It was just wonderful to be in San Diego. But that campus is gorgeous. And so huge group tour. I think there was like 50 families walking around, 2 hours. So, they really give you your money's worth on that tour. And so that was walking a ton uphill. And then the next day we went to San Diego State, and that campus, OMG. One, it's huge, it's sprawling. They have like sky bridges all over their campus, because of course, it's built up on this hill, and you're walking everywhere. And so I think I almost got run over by a couple of skateboarders, but I get it, because I would be too lazy to walk all around that campus. And I can tell who the upperclassmen are, because their legs are like chiseled, phenomenal awesomeness, which mine were not. So anyway, we had a great time in San Diego, saw the Coldplay concert. So if you've ever been, that is an amazing concert. It's like literally the epitome of their greatness. So it's really cool to see, super packed. But all that to be said, I can't believe it's the last day of September. I swear I do not know where this month went. I just released Hamilton, which is book 3 in the Canyon series, on September 1st. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was almost a month ago. So, being that it's the last day of September and tomorrow is a new month, new goals, I'm so excited because I wrote another book in September. So after Hamilton launched, it's a dark romance, very dark themes, tons of content and trigger warnings for those of you that follow me. I can't write anything that's not like dark and disturbing. So I launched Hamilton, and I was looking for, hey EB, I'll join here in a minute. I was looking for like a palette cleanser, because my next book is Islas. That's the fourth book in the series. And there's a lot of like physical and emotional abuse in that book. And so I've reached out to a couple of survivors, and they've provided me a lot of insight. And so I wanted to get it right. But when I had launched Hamilton, I was like, I need kind of a break. So I created this like palette cleanser series. And the first book in the series, it's like a little novella series. It's a meet cute. It's super spicy. But I did it to learn more about my writing craft and kind of like deconstruct the criticism that I received on my Canyon series of it being too much of a slow burn, even though I said it's a slow burn. Apparently there was too much of a slow burn. So I did a ton of research on like romancing the bee, save the cat. There's that hero one, 3-act structure. There's like an 11.1, 2. And so I did all of that. I'm still in my pajamas. I'm just listening while I get breakfast. Okay, EB, let me know when you are ready to go live on screen. So anyway, I did a ton of research on beat sheets and pacing and trying to like speed up so not all my books are a slow burn, and really work on my craft this month. So I came up with my own romance beat sheet for this novella series. They're about 40,000 words, so like a cute little 2-hour read, super spicy, get you in the mood, if you know what I mean. And then it'll also help me with pacing. I have a developmental editor that I'm working with on this series to help me kind of, you know, meet my beats, make sure the pacing, plot holes, inconsistency, you name it. And so that's gone really, really well. So when I was in San Diego, she finished up the dev edits. I got those back Thursday night. I worked on, you know, some of my rewrites. Yesterday, Friday, I worked also on some of the editing. So today, what I'm working on is final read through for inconsistencies. And then this book will be done. It'll go off to my copy line editor tomorrow. And then it releases in October. So then I have to get all my marketing stuff up and going for that. So that'll be my focus. The next 3 weeks is marketing the book before it launches. And then also writing the next novella in that series, which is going to be like a sexy little Santa named Sebastian. And his love interest is going to be Chloe. And the other thing I'm doing different in this series is not only like trying to match the beat sheet, but I'm also doing dual POV, which is new to me. And so trying to make sure that I don't reveal the secrets. I think that's the biggest problem, is that, you know, when you're in one voice's head, you can't obviously release what's in the next other person's head. You know me, Evie, I like to have 50,000 things going on. And so I wanted to have 2 series. I feel like the dark romance is good for my big longer books. They're about 125 to 135,000 words. But then this like palette cleanser novella series is just kind of like fun, super spicy, meet cute, happily for now, not ever, probably. But anyway, and then I can write a book a month in that little novella series. So the plan is get this book done, my first one, launch it in October, write my Sexy Santa in October, which will be book 2 in that series. November, I'll be participating in NaNoWriMo. So if you guys are participating in Nano, let me know, because I would love to be camp buddies and we can support each other and lift each other up and encourage each other as we're trying to knock out 50,000 words in a month, in a holiday month, if you're in the States here. And then so in November, I'll go back to my dark romance series, the Canyon series, write Isla's book, her 50,000 words. And then in December, I'll co-write both Isla and my 3rd book in that novella series, which will come out in January. So I have a few things going on, but I like to be busy. I like to have a roadmap of where I'm going, because if I'm not, I'll just like lay in bed and watch romance movies or play on my phone, and that's not helpful for anybody. Oh, okay, I don't know if I'll be joining. I'm moving extra slow because I twisted my ankle. Evie, I feel so bad for you because you guys had COVID. You're the house had COVID not too long ago, and now you twisted your ankle. I'm sending all sorts of good vibes and healing your way, but bless your heart. I haven't done NaNoWriMo in a couple of years. I love it. It can be daunting. I've been kind of, I did Camp Nano in July. I did not do camp in April because I was launching, I just come off the launch of Tomlin, book 1 in the Canyon series. I had launched Takahashi, which was book 2 in the Canyon series, and that was launching April 24th. So I had to focus on all my marketing. So I did not do camp in April. But I did Nano last year, and that's where I had written Tomlin. So I love to do it. I think it's a great community of writers, and, you know, like collaborative, like all of us great minds are coming together and sharing in one space. And I kind of dig it. So I'm always looking for new friends on Nano. if you guys want to be on there. I did it for several years and kind of took a break. Oh, but your debut novel is a NaNoWriMo book. See, that's awesome. I feel like it's just a good space to encourage people. And you know, so many people do want to write a book sometime in their lifetime, whether it just be like for themselves, or if maybe they have like a business that they're running, it would be a great product for them, or they want to be an author. But I feel like it's a really good place to start. And they have all sorts of events where you can host your own event, you can go to an event, you can do a virtual event. So I feel like it's a good platform where you're well supported in your writing journey. So are you writing with us today, Evie? And what are you working on? I would love to know. I am working on the book I finished. It's named Paolo. Hey, Mama Bird. So, okay, Mama Bird is my developmental editor. So Mama Bird Edits is her handle on IG. She's phenomenal. She's hilarious. She says she's too picky. I do not think so. I love that she's too picky. I love that she's encouraging too. She's like, love the sass. So she has like positive notes in there to keep me going. Hi. And then she has her critiques, and they are so spot on with like plot holes or inconsistency or things that don't like, you know, I think she put in one of her comments, she's like, I get a real ick factor off this. And so we don't want the ick feeling, not at least in that part of the story. And so I just, yes, thank you. I love working with her so far. This is my first collab that I've worked with her, and it's been going great. I think one of many, many more to come. So that's where I have to get my second book, Sebastian, going so I can send it to her and we can get that launched in December, that little sexy Santa story. You're making your breakfast, DB. That's hilarious. But yeah, so Mama Bird Edits is awesome, and I think you need to DM her if you want to get on her calendar, because I do not know her schedule. But I'm lucky enough where she is making time for me in the busyness of launching her new hustle, her new business. So I'm so grateful. I need to write some missing scenes today. So Evie, I'm gonna take a page out of your book. You had that humongous binder for edits, and so when I got Mama Bird's edits this week, luckily I did not have that huge binder. She was very gentle with me, but we kind of you're so sweet. I do have some, Mama Bird does have some openings, so be sure to DM her. And so me and her worked together all through September, trying to like figure out my new beat sheet, because it was something that I kind of Frankenstein together off of other people's beat sheet to come up with what I think will work for me and my writing style. And so me and her totally collaborative. I sent over my first, I think 20,000 words. She looked it over, we talked about direction and where the story should go, what I was missing, just like the opening hook. So I went back, I created the beat sheet after I had 20,000 words in, and then kind of added what I thought would be the plots and the story, sent it back over to her. She looked it over, added all her comments, and then I wrote the rest of the story and then sent it to her. So it's been a labor of love. She loves the story, which is great, because I have been through a few vendors. And let me tell you, this is going into my second year. I celebrated my first 1-year anniversary of being an author in August. So I've published 4 books in a year. I've had different vendors, and you really need someone that supports you, because you can get someone that like over critiques your work, or someone that will literally do the rewrites for you and write your story in a whole different direction. And so I've been through some vendors that we were not a good fit. So it's so exciting when you have someone who's on your team and they believe in you, they believe in the story, they believe in the direction that you're going, and you're just like, girl, we're unstoppable now. So that's my little Mama Bird. And my grammar and line editor, she's good too, but I feel like that's not as sexy or as zhuzhed up as developmental edits. So Anyway, that was like my super long intro. It's supposed to be like 5 minutes of chatting and 25 minutes of producing and working. Yeah, so anyway, I am going to work on my read through of that first book as we speak today, so I can get it over to my line editor tomorrow. So anyway, I'm kind of all over the place. I put in this hair treatment. I don't even know why I decided to do it. I think because my hair was so dry coming out of San Diego, which is weird because like Texas, Houston has a ton of humidity, so your hair will never dry out. It just gets like weird. But San Diego dried my hair out, so I was like, oh, I'll just do like a quick hair treatment. Well, now it's all, I don't even know what's happening. But I figured you guys would not care about my hairdo. That's called a me problem, not a you problem. So anyway, so if it looks a little like disheveled and ratty, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna put, oh, girl, calm down. I'm gonna put 25 minutes up. Oh, okay, and we will get started. Okay, calm down, settle in. So good luck. I'm going to mute my line because Bulldog has been wild this morning. He is like humped everybody, humped the lawn people. I had someone drop off a package. He tried to hump them. So my man has some energy because it's a little bit cooler here in Texas, Houston, and I think he feels it. So anyway, mute my line. Good luck to all you guys. And then we'll connect in 25 minutes to see how you did. Hey. I don't know about you guys, but that 25 minutes went super fast. And as I'm reading through my work, I'm like, oh, this needs a little bit more polishing than I had thought. Evie, you're finally sitting down. So were you working on writing your scenes? Or were you eating breakfast? I know it's early. Evie, I had this whole spiel about San Diego, you know, and I don't know how you California folks do it because, you got 183 words in. Good. But while you ate, so you're multitasking, good for you. The one thing that surprised me when I've been to California several times before, Northern California, like San Francisco. And I was used to like the architecture, like the shared walls and, you know, like a lot of people living in the same area, very congested, you know, like New York, right? You expect that of New York City. But everybody would always say like, oh, like San Diego and Southern California are much more laid back than Northern California. But I was in San Diego, and specifically we were downtown, which was really lovely, so we stayed there. But I had a really bad VRBO experience in Mission Beach. And oh my goodness, when you're from Texas, where there's like land and space and, you know, your neighbors like are further away. And then when I drove into Mission Beach, where everything is so compact and your roads are literally like teeny tiny one lane, like we had rented a mid-sized SUV, you know, so it wasn't that big, and we couldn't get down some of the roads because they were so narrow. And then the sheer amount of people, it was just so busy, so populated. And so yeah, some areas are congested. Girl, that is a whole nother word. Like, I can see why some of these cities shut down for COVID, because you are so close to people. It's like if they sneeze, you're already in it and you already have COVID. So we were kind of worried because apparently COVID's on the rise. And so I was like, are we going to get COVID on this trip? Because there's just so many people. It is a travel destination too. Yeah, I met these two brothers, they're Uber drivers, and so we ended up getting their number directly just because they were fantastic, and they just drove us really basically all around San Diego. And they were saying, like, I guess the closer you are to the beach, the older the buildings are, and so they tend to be like more musky or moldy, or because that sea air can be very damaging. And we have the same situation here in the Gulf Coast of Texas. And so we were in Mission Valley, which was close to like Snapdragon Stadium, and that was nice and newer, and you know, the houses weren't so congested or on top of each other. There was a little bit more space around there. So those areas were nice, but when you get into some of those older areas of San Diego, that's a lot of people. And then we drove up the coast to La Jolla to see the sea lions, and they were so stinking cute. But again, I thought there would be some safeguards with the sea life. But no, there are people that are like literally swimming right next to the sea lions. And I always just assumed like they're, you know, wildlife. So like they're dangerous and they could eat you. But no, people were just swimming. There was like a diving team that was out there. It was a pretty cool trip. I learned a lot about California, but there was a dive team that was swimming with the sea lions. And there was some kayakers, and so I just assumed like there would be a little bit more distance between the people and the wildlife, but there wasn't. And so La Jolla was cute. I forgot to post this video that I took of this old library. It's stunning. The library was built like in the 1889 or something along that. But it was like, you know, stucco and the red tile roofs everywhere. And so La Jolla, we were trying to get down to see the sea lions. And again, that hill coming up from La Jolla Cove back up to the street, that was like a thigh buster burn. I think my legs were about to die and I had to just sit on the sidewalk Oh yeah, I should post that video. I had to sit on the sidewalk to take a break, trying to walk back up the hill from the beach, back up to the road in La Jolla. But anyway, that's how I stumbled across the library, and it is the art and music library. And so they had like lithograms you could check out. They had like 2 grand pianos in there. And so the building, you can tell that like it was not made for our modern conveniences. And so they have like cords running everywhere for the Wi-Fi and, you know, to be able to operate as a library. But it was stunning. So we walked all around La Jolla, bought some touristy trinkets and sweatshirts and stuff like that. So that was cute. But on our way down to go see the sea lions, there are literally like people's like apartments, or I guess like condos, that share a wall with the restaurants. So we ate at George's, and so I thought, oh, we'll just take this cute little path down to the beach. And we were walking into someone's not like walking the plank. So we were walking across someone's bridge that was leading to their house, and we thought we were going to the beach. So I was kind of surprised about that. We don't have too much in Houston that residential and commercial are so mixed. And so we had done that twice, where we had kind of walked onto someone's private property because we just didn't know. And so that was so, I know, right? Oops. And so the valet guy was like running after us. He's like, don't go, don't go. That guy is so mean. Everybody does that. And I was like, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if they're literally a condo sharing a wall with the restaurant. So he said the guy refuses to put up like private residence signs or something like that. So anyway, but I am going to post that video. It's a long video about the library, but it's so cool. So anyway, so it was a great trip. No, he didn't have a sign. When we accidentally walked onto someone else's, I did see the sign. Now granted, it was like this big. It was like teeny tiny, and I was like, you know. But yeah, that was the thing that was so surprising when I was in La Jolla, because, you know, it's beautiful. And apparently he said the property is very, very expensive in La Jolla. But to me, it kind of looked the same as Mission Beach. Like, it's very congested. And so there's a lot of traffic, too, in that area. But anyway, yeah, we had a great time. Would I move to San Diego? No. I do know that I need more space. And I guess because I'm used to Texas, where everything's like wide open, and it makes so much sense when, you know, California people, there's been this huge influx of, you know, technology, and people move into Texas, and they're always like, oh my gosh, things are like ton more land and it's so much cheaper. And I'm like, oh, I get what they're talking about now. So I guess it's just what you're used to. So Evie, I don't know how you live in those congested areas. I used to think, oh, La Jolla's expensive? Yeah, someone told us that, but to me, I was like, this looks like the same buildings as down in Mission Beach, and then Mission Beach and not Public Beach in San Diego. Pacific, Mission Pacific and Ocean kind of all look the same to me. That's probably blasphemy. It is a lot cheaper in Texas, and you know, we have like tons of land, tons of space, big old houses, and so that's what I was used to. Oh, and the other thing is, okay, y'all are crazy in California because literally you have structures built into the side of these mountains or these hills, and that's super duper cool. Or you'll cantilever over, you know, the valley, which is cool if you guys didn't have earthquakes. And so I was like, we went to San Diego State and we're walking around. I was like, is that building literally cantilevered over the valley where you have earthquakes, where the ground underneath that humongous campus structure moves? And y'all are like, yeah. So we thought that was surprising too. But anyway, it's just different, right? Different from what you're used to. Some people are like, why would you live in Texas? It's like floods all the time and hurricanes. But my daughter was nervous. She's like, oh my gosh, I forgot there's earthquakes here. Will we be okay? I was like, girl, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Cali has a lot more restrictions too, and taxes are high, but there are a lot of social programs to help people. Yes. Yes. You know, you guys know our governor. He's on the news all the time. I feel like it's him and Biden go toe for toe all the time. So it's quintessential. I think the Republican Party has always been known for smaller government. Democratic Party has been known for bigger government, you know, or more inclusive government. And so, yeah. So Texas is just like, America, we'll handle it. But yeah, we don't have state income tax. We have the lottery. So I do like that. I don't like your double taxation in any state, not necessarily just California. But anyway, I do like how you guys have recycling everywhere. Like everywhere, there's a trash can, there's a recycle bin, like everywhere. We went to Midway, all the campuses, like when you walk around, you know, Gas Lamp District, everywhere we went, I was like, oh, they got the recycling game on lock. And then here in Houston, we're like, no, we're going to fill those landfills twice over. So anyway, okay, so I know I keep over chatting and we're supposed to be getting some work done. So I just had a great time in San Diego, but I figured out I cannot live there. The weather is stunning, but I cannot live there. So anyway, I just need more space and no earthquakes. So let's do another 25 minutes, and I hope you guys get some words down, edit, read through, whatever it is that you are working, you get some results that you are happy with. All right, so we're going to start here in a second. I'm going to mute and we'll start. Alrighty. Alright, 25 minutes is up. How did you guys do? I think I'm still in chapter 2 of my read-through. Maybe I'm in chapter 1. Do you ever do that where you reread your work so much that you start to rewrite it and you're like, okay, this needs to stop. Just, you're supposed to be doing a read-through, not re-editing, not adding more. So I feel like I could edit forever. And at some point you just feel like, stop and move on. It's good enough. Evie, what do the three dots mean? Like in process? Not a damn word. I got distracted by the kid and other stuff. I know, but that's how Saturdays are, right? Life be lifin'. Yeah, I've rewritten the same sentiment every read through. I know, I don't know what that deal is. You know, some people just can read it and not touch it. And I'm constantly like, oh, let me tweak this and tweak that and tweak. And I'm like, oh, stop. You need to read through this and send it off and it be done once and for all. So, Evie, don't feel bad about, having to deal with your family life. I totally understand. I don't have the children today, which is kind of handy because I literally have to, do my read through of 40,000 words today so I can send it off tomorrow. But I did see my kids already this morning, and my daughter's like, what are you going to do today? I want to know. Are you going somewhere? Are you going to, hang out with your friends? Or I have 3 guy besties that I always see on the weekends. And so just best friends, not dating. Everybody always asks that. There's some weird thing that women and men cannot be best friends. So strange. But anyway, the whole time I was reading, I was like, what would sound good is if I had a barbecue baked potato for lunch. There's this amazing brisket house, probably about 10 to 15 minutes away. So the whole time I'm reading this story, I'm like, man, a brisket baked potato sounds amazing. Yeah, which is why I usually write at night, because there's no distractions with the family. I understand, when you're a mama and you work full time and you're married, we have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things that really conquer our time. So we have to carve out time for ourselves, our interests, what we're trying to achieve. Okay, see, I know one of your best friends is a guy. I have, my 3 best friends are all guys. It's so funny because one's an attorney, and so he, God love attorneys. My sister's an attorney, but they can argue. You say one thing and they're like, no, and this is why. Woo, that's a whole different energy. And then 2 of my other are engineering, and they are so alike, it's freaky. They both do marathons, they both are engineers, they both work a ton, they both have multiple degrees, they both are atheists, which I am super Christian, very faithful, and so I will yammer on about my faith, or this happened, or God, or signs, and so they don't mind. They'll listen to me. I mean, one I have that likes to poke holes in the theory of my faith, and it doesn't bother me because I am strong. I know where I'm going. He's going to be like a blade of grass, I guess, when he dies. So anyway, okay, so EB, do you want to stay on and try and do another writing sprint, or should we call it? Either way, the brisket barbecue place that I'm going to after this is open. So if we do another 25 minutes, or if we stop right here. So I'm open, I'm flexible. So tell me what you want to do. I started plotting the second book, and I'm kind of excited because now that I have my new beat sheet already ironed out and kind of the kinks worked out, that I did this month. I'm going to try and drop in the story I have rolling around in my brain for the Sebastian Santa book. I mean, it's not going to be called that. That's a terrible Sebastian, whatever. Anyway, but I think after I get this done today, hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to go into like plotting. And I've always been a pantser. So this time to plot is so new to me. I'm normally, and I feel like in a way, I don't know if I've lost my magic with pantsing, but I need to figure out how to be I want to be a better writer, and I want my writing craft to be better. And so that's why I was like, okay, well, let's try and plot and then still get into the magic of being a pantser when you're actually writing the story. Okay, so she said, brisket sounds amazing right now. I know, it is. This place is good. Like, it is so good and it's so rich. And then they give you the barbecue sauce on top of all the brisket. And of course, like the cheese and the butter. It's ridiculous. Like, it's literally like, I'll eat it and then I have to take a nap. I need to clean, your CPAP stuff. So I should probably call it at least 200 words. Hey, progress, you're right. Progress is progress. Like, just get words down. Like, I don't care what those words are. They may be atrocious. They may be a repeat. You may have like the same thought yesterday and you're like, this is the same stuff I just wrote. But we can zhuzh up, that's my official word, zhuzh up words on a page. But if you have no words, there's nothing to zhuzh up. So, I know, Evie, I'm not a plotter, but I'm forcing myself to do this to hopefully see if I can write a better product. So, we'll see. Yeah, it's not that fun, but I'm kind of excited now that I have my beat sheet. It's in like an Excel spreadsheet and, with all those beats in it. And so I'm going to see if I can, plot it tomorrow. So that's tomorrow's goal for the day. All right, my lovely friend. Well, then we can sign off here. And then I will hopefully see you next Saturday. I'll see everybody next Saturday because we got some goals to achieve in this last quarter. Tomorrow is October 1st, so it is literally the last quarter of 2023. And I know we all want to finish strong. We all want to have like a really successful next 3 months leading into like literally the best time of the year. It's like fall and pumpkin spice and family and fun and fellowship and holidays. So anyway, yeah. So exactly, it should be here next week. So anyway, I will talk to you guys next Saturday. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get some productive words down and editing and whatever it is that is on your goals. Take pictures of the brisket and post it. I should. It's so delicious. Texas BBQ. That's what we're known for. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful rest of the weekend. And happy October 1st. Happy October 1st tomorrow. And then we'll talk next Saturday. Write with me next Saturday. So anyway, ciao for now.